Cool. So, last session, you followed Willow through the city streets of Griffinstill early in the morning. She led you down into a cellar, which appeared to open into sort of a network of interconnected cellars and basements below the city. Through conversations, she revealed that she is part of a group of assassins who are working in Griffinstill. And one of their services includes resurrection, which is rather useful for getting information from somebody who maybe perished during an interrogation. If you push them a little bit too far, you can always bring them back and carry on what you were doing. She introduced you to a gentleman named Aidan, who told you he was able to assist in a ritual to bring back Carl, Leokin, and Pepper, but there were no guarantees of success. In particular, he mentioned never having done this to an animal before, and also that previous attempts to do this on elves hadn't been successful, so Leokin's half-elf heritage may have been some kind of issue. But amongst yourselves, you decided to put Carl front of the queue for this ritual. Z, Eleanor, and Warforged each took part in the ritual, making some kind of offering to bring the soul back, bait, as Aidan called it. As Warforged stepped forward and took part, the shadows in the room kind of grew long and overwhelmed the room itself, and the Raven Queen made her presence known openly. And she stripped Warforged of their connection to the source of their power, essentially, disappointed that Warforged had engaged in this action, which was against what she does. During this, instead, Eleanor made some kind of unspoken bargain with the Raven Queen, which the Raven Queen agreed to, and in return bestowed some warlock abilities to Eleanor. There was then a surge of magic energy from Carl's body, and Carl returned to life. You then chose to perform the ritual on Leokin, but unfortunately was not successful. There was some more of these, some more participation, more of this sort of bait. But Aidan seemed to suggest that it seemed the soul was not willing to return for this particular body. Finally, there was an attempt to do this on Pepper, which was successful as well. And Elwyn gets his buddy back. Following that, there was some short conversation. Willow sort of made her exit, and you guys decided to leave and to go back and visit Vizera, the mayor of Griffinstill. On the way there, the Raven Queen sort of made her presence felt again, this time saying that perhaps she had been too rash in how she'd punished Warforged for their betrayal. But it was still a betrayal nonetheless. But she made an offer to return the powers to Warforged if they or you as a party would seek out and kill another that had betrayed her. She used the term undead to describe this betrayer. Also was mentioned by name as well as Fola, a name which Elwyn recognised as somebody he had travelled with in the past. You carried on over to meet Vizera and share your experience in the lower levels of the archives. You were unforthcoming in terms of sharing the fact that Carl had passed and returned. and during these conversations, the room you were describing where you encountered the Garbanoids, she seemed quite surprised and shocked. She told you that room should have housed the staff of Willing. When you said it was not there, there was much sort of shock and concern expressed by her. She told you that she couldn't offer you any more time, as she herself had a meeting with the Emperor coming up that day. So you sort of went your ways. At this point, you guys did also ask about the fate of Milson Meadowthorn, who she told you was due to be hung that morning. Elwyn at this point has sort of left and made their own way away from the party. Eleanor was also unkeen on attending the hanging, I believe. Carl, Z, and Warforged headed over and got to the city square just in time to witness the final moments of Milson, who was hung for the murder of Nate Corney. Through Carl's interactions there, and through some of his some things he brought up during the attempted resurrection of Lokin, it became apparent to the rest of the party that Carl was aware, or at least under the belief, that Milson was the man responsible for killing Leokin's parents. The three of them, Carl, Z, and Warforged, turned to leave. As they did so, the three of them, as well as the two other members of the party who were elsewhere at the time, all again heard voices, not around them, not speaking to them, but speaking within them. Again, that same sort of child's voice, just asking, "Dad, why did you leave me again?" And that was where we left things off. So let's have a grab. Gulp. That's a good plan. That's a good plan, Phil. I like that plan. Yeah, that's definitely what I'll do. Anyway. Where were we? Cool. Yeah, so we'll pick up. Elwyn, you separated away from the party. Where's Elwyn currently when this voice comes through to you? I know.
I went to the nearest pub.
That's cool. And do you remember where Edna was? You just didn't want to. I think if I remember right, you just didn't want to go to the hanging rather than going anywhere in particular. Was that right? Oh, okay. I don't have anything from you. Oh, that's what you're doing. That's what you want to be doing right now. Oh, okay. Cool. Sorry. Okay, I thought that was just more of a general. Right. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, in that case, seeing as people want to go off and do separate stuff, let's. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. That's easy enough. Yeah, that's cool. All good. In which case, give me one sec. Oh, in answer to your question, Shane, it looks like I had a piece of text which I typed out and never actually sent you a response. So here it is. This is what happens when you ask me questions and don't follow up, because I will forget. So make sure this is all correct and there's nothing that you shouldn't read in there. Yeah, sweet. Sent. You can know all of that. It's not a problem. So yeah, that's your answer to what you were doing, trying to achieve. Yeah, that's cool. It's all good. Cool. So yeah, the three of you that are in the city square at the minute. Then, so what are you guys doing immediately?
Well, yeah, considering recent events, I reckon someone might want to drink. I think.
Mm.
Um, so I will quickly get my bearings, work out where we are, and work out if I can remember where the nearest tavern is.
There's only 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's 6 of us, so I've got to remember this tavern. How far away is the one that... the elk one?
Fuck's sake. Sorry, give me 1 sec. I'm just answering something. Not for any of you either, I'm afraid.
That's not too far away. Let's get there. However, if we have to find another one to go there, let's go.
Sorry, I know we were just starting. Just give me a couple of secs. I'll be back in just 1 minute. All right, sorry, I'm back. Sorry, wait. You want to go to a tavern, weren't you?
We're going to a tavern, the one that the Ellen took us to.
The elf-friendly one. The Hungry Horse. Yeah, that's not too far away at all.
We go straight in. I will spend the platinum straight away.
Nice.
And put that behind the bar and a tab.
Okay, that's a big tab.
And just tell them to let me know.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Get some beer for drinking and some spirits of some sort. And then you go sit at the table.
Cool. Warforged and Z, you're still with Carl, yeah?
Yeah, I'd wear a Carl wants to go to sit and drink. We'll go sit and drink, right? I'm going to get a glass of water. The tab is available to you. I'll propose a toast to Leokin. Yeah, I raise a glass of some kind of drink. I don't know what, but he'll be missed. But he's in a bad place now. Sadly. Always wondering. Was I right not to tell him about medicine? I think so. It's a busy couple of days, isn't it? How are you feeling? That's a good question, Sam.
Yes.
It's kind of hard question to answer, I suspect. Do I know I died?
You feel extremely sort of exhausted, lethargic, weakened. You have no conscious memory of anything. You don't remember being elsewhere, anything like that. You certainly would have been like the last thing you remember would have been like the crushing pain and maybe even the beginnings of the some kind of this the sound of a watermelon being dropped from a large height maybe.
Yeah, I feel better. Something feels different. I don't quite know what. Some magic. It feels like I can see magic. that sounds like pretty similar to what I see. Like, that's not far off when I'm looking for things like that. Wait. God. It seemed like when I opened my eyes on the phone, first thing I saw was just this chaos of white lights. Like fireworks going off right in front of your eyes, but no heat, no sound. That doesn't sound normal if I'm entirely honest with you, mate. No, this is true. Hey, welcome to my world. No one I trust or just makes me so angry. In fairness, Carl, a lot easier. It just doesn't seem like, it doesn't seem worth holding it back. So, that voice. When I hear it, I hear someone I knew. I hear someone I don't know. Someone I've never met before in my life. Right, you. Looking over at Warforge. Did you hear that? That woman that appeared in the streets. Voice. Where are the other two? Look around the pub we're in, check it out,
Not currently, I believe.
out of my pocket. I can't remember who took the other one. I think it's Warforged. But I will activate it and just say, where the hell are you? We're in the Hungry Horse.
It's not Warforged.
Huh?
Eleanor has the other one.
Ah, we did think it. What am I doing now?
You tell me. I don't know. What do you want to be doing? I guess.
Well, where am I at? I don't think I have that thought about.
Yes, but not right away. It's been like 20 minutes.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, it's certainly doable. Yeah, definitely.
Is it 20 minutes then? I'm still now, I guess. I'm not expecting it yet, but like going through the specs of what I'm looking at, talking about what they've got, and they're like, oh, that's one of those kind of things. That makes sense.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to disappear for 1 second. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, I am back. I just don't want to interrupt you.
Okay. Did Raven appear in the forest? Or in the forest?
Yes. Good memory.
Yeah, I saw the same raven that was on my shoulder in the forest. Like, thinking that raven was watching at some point. At some point, yeah. Interesting. And you were aware of her quest that she sent you on? Was she think? Is that the best way to put it? Yeah. To what? Fight something? To get the metal to bring this weapon. What metal? A like some metal that construct a sword that kills one of the gods. This is the first we're hearing of this. This sounds rad. Why are we ever hearing of this? Sword that kills the god. It's a big you'd assume it was one thing if it killed a god. Yeah. I remember
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, not Raven Queen killing a god. It is. It's like common knowledge. The Raven Queen forged the weapon which Tyr used to kill the three of the old gods. But it was the Raven Queen that created that weapon for Tyr. No, nothing that any of you are aware of. No. Nice. Eleanor, before you get the message via the sending stones, yeah, you're able to, whilst they are at the execution, or whilst Elwyn is doing his studies, you're able to make your way over to Gunlowers and speak to Willow. And I think I messaged you. Yeah, I sent you Whisper in game on updates on the things you are after.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's fine. I'll
Cool.
do that. How much so is the armor? Not a mechanic thing.
It's a modification. Call it like 2 gold. Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 gold. Is that
Absolutely.
I paid for both. And
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of go on and like, how to make my armor better. Cool, awesome. So I'll go up. Right. How far away?
That's cool. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, it's not too far away. You arrive at the same time. You arrive at the Hungry Horse in time to see Carl at the bar, Warforged and Z sat at a table with a rapier just stabbed into the table.
I got to come and say hello at the bar and have a drink. Carl and MJ
Yeah. It's It's very finely crafted. It, when anyone holds it, it doesn't feel like a magic weapon. There's nothing. There's no sense of magic or anything that comes off of it. Looking at it, you can. If you were to pick it up, you could see it's pretty new. It hasn't seen a lot of use, but it's very finely crafted, very nicely put together. The blade itself, kind of on initial look, without sort of re-look into it or to an untrained eye, just could pass for steel.
Yes, Sam, I don't know how to win.
That's cool. All good. All good.
That whole time trying to figure out how to message back.
No sweat.
How do you message back?
Just /whisper. I think you do /whisper space, and it will give you a little pop up with people's names.
Have they changed the session of Tier's weapon? I'm assuming Tier's weapon is like quite random.
Yeah. The idea of the Raven Queen forging a weapon which Tyr used to kill the old gods is like it's the equivalent of, I don't know, Jesus turning water into wine. It's a story you would be aware of. Yes. Yeah.
I was saying like, the present. Yeah, I think so. It's pulled back. It's not that different than it. To be fair, we don't know how much Warforged has been. Robot. Oh, the echo. Right.
This is all getting very Star Wars, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, my brother and my mother played it Skywalker, so my father has become a huge very well. And I asked him very much, and maybe not definitely think like do you agree? That's something for exchange for that, right? That goes against everything that's for. But now you're going to what? Fine. I mean, there's a price. There's always a price. There is a price. There's quite a high price here, and maybe the price is a lot, but how to see that the price is over the course of the store, at which point it starts me up. I don't even use the store for that. That thing's awesome. That store is 1 hour, 1 minute. I have 5 gauges. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. I get it. Cheers. Yeah. Sounds kind of like you made a good deal. Well, I made a deal. Look, you managed to get to a conversation with God without. I trust. I trust that gods are in some respects, merely a business transaction. Like that went on my behalf.
Those of you in the tavern, can I get you all to make a perception check for me?
Yeah. Don't know if mine is being enjoyed, but you just let me out.
Nice, solid results. Yeah. um, yeah, with those results, you were all as this conversation, as you're having this conversation, you all sort of notice, possibly trying to, as everyone has said, possibly trying to be noticed, slightly avert. There is a raven on one of the rafters above your table. It just kind of looks back. It doesn't wave back, put it that way, Warforged.
These stairs point straight up at it. Are you naturally? Are you actually her, or are you just like a set of eyes for her, or is this something else? You're one of her people. Just so we're clear how this works. I'm not bothered either way. It could be any of those three options. But too often he asks that, and then I'll throw my money in.
As you do, the bird caws and just gets up and flies out through the open doorway and leaves.
I think you just told him God to fuck off. I bring up my give you a cheers. That's true. We're getting good at this. Maybe we need to get ourselves one of those God-killing swords just so we're ready to then actually hit one off. I will cheers that, and then I can go over and pick up the section stone at the bottom of the garden. Oh, that's got it. I have a sword that is used to made by the Yeah, I thought we should
Okay.
I don't know. Trusting. But
Yeah, I would take
it would
those guardians
make
instead
it.
of just salt.
It would make less sense.
I mean, it would.
That's it.
You know, heavily magical object made of heavily magical metal. That would make sense, but
I know there must be quite a lot.
I mean, if it was, yeah, if it was as big as you're saying, if it was wielded by a god, it would be a pretty significant amount, right?
What if it was like how like gods like bring light interpretation of what they but then that would be like enough of that.
What if it, yeah, what if it's just a really small god? What if Tyr is actually height? See the statues. Well, the statues are. You wouldn't make a statue out of themselves that made you look small, would you?
You've met quite a lot.
Well, no,
Yeah,
they've been pretty regular minor.
yeah. They don't know that. I mean,
A god-killing sword's got to be this kind of sword. Great sword, really. I don't know, I reckon if you were sneaky enough to the god with the dagger,
yeah, that's
probably takes quite a lot to sneak up on a god to be your stamina. Hey, we're only giving you someone who can be that. So yeah, I just really hope. Speaking of god, I think we've got on. Haven't you got some sort of dessert to go with? Yeah, I heard that.
well, I mean, I didn't know they do it like thinking about that. Okay.
We all have that.
And that's
Well, the instructions were quite clear to you, but only if you wanted to get back in her good books, I guess. Oh, whichever one of you does it first gets the score.
like, I mean, the only thing I get out of it is how much, but then what if evidence gets it?
I mean, she said herself, there's not only one of you. Like, she has
Yeah.
involved in the no, you your deal, right?
I don't think so, but feel free if you to disagree if you did, Shane. But I don't think so.
Oh, I did say I know.
Oh, you did. Okay. Last you saw Elwyn, he stormed out of that meeting with Vizera. Yeah.
He's I don't know where to get in touch. He spends a lot of time at that armory. That's a good shout. Yeah. See, I might at some point in the near future, I might need to have a word with the person at that armory. They seem to know what they're doing. For what? We took his body to the man, and then he was back. Left him on the table in the bed.
So on the annual budget meeting,
As a,
Ruled out.
as a classic GM mistake, yeah, I never asked what you did say.
Obviously,
Took him to the execution.
we asked, yeah. Well, we sent his body to.
Whatever you guys want to come up with is, well, to a point, is fine.
Yeah, like, send it to the place for dead bodies, the word which of 80, and then the word for it. Fortunately, but not scam it.
to ask the body my man the record and ask the record to take on the burial.
That would be good. Yeah, that's what we did.
So
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Send to the record, they can deal with it. Pop all his stuff in a box there as well. You can have that at some point. I was thinking of doing one his own funeral. You made the record. Yeah, Carl's got that.
yeah, Carl's got
I've got that here. Oh yeah, and speaking of stuff that I've got, I'll put the ring necklace. I'll take the ring of luck, just put on the table. There we're doing one of everything we own that's magic onto the table frame. I take off my eyepiece and my necklace and put my watch on the table. Well, it feels like potentially our job is done yet. Like, what was the hurry of taking them back? We certainly need work. I don't know, it's our work done. That's what I think is it. Yes, very currently are strong. Yes, that's it. So I don't know.
Yeah, Carl wasn't the one that had to carry 3 dead bodies up 40 flights of stairs.
Seems I've lost my favourite flask as well. I'm wondering if I get it down there. Oh, you mean my flask? And I pull it out of my pocket. Which is the flask I keep giving to you and just take it back. So, yeah, what were you doing? So, Leah can bury my record. Yeah, make sure you bury the word in the paper. or whatever. Yeah.
I'm certain.
How would you know?
I think all they've got is tape. One of us is tape.
Well, I never saw anything. The guards that left. The guards that left looked a bit out of it, to be fair. But the contractor, you know, so did all of us when we left, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty harrowing.
It was certainly something. But I think we should go back to the mayor first. Look into the guards that got out, see if they saw anything, see if they know anything. Then if we don't find anything, we go, look, your best guys couldn't do it, send us back down there. And we'll find it, whatever.
That works for me, although I wouldn't want to do this thing.
Oh, I'm not suggesting we do that now. I definitely need a rest.
What about,
Midday. Okay.
should we just, before eating, before drinking, then I'm going to go and sleep?
Yeah, well, I've got. Well, should we go to the mayor now? Although we've actually only just come from the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor doesn't see him.
Yeah. So should we save it for now? Go back tomorrow morning to the mayor and say, look, I know you rounded up the guard. Well, see if we find anything.
After what she's doing about the offer.
Yeah. And then, yeah, say that if you need us to, I mean, I already dropped it and everything, I said that, yeah, it's really bad. But make it a serious offer, show our faces, and see what happens, but do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. Okay. Could we, what time, I mean, is there any chance we could not go super early in the morning? Right. I've been holding on to a bit of information that I really would like to get to myself. But it's going to take me a chunk of time.
Online, I'll in the morning, I'll go and talk to the record.
Okay.
Well, yeah, after half an hour, whatever, I guess, Steve will get up to the, if Warforged and Eleanor wanted to go back to these to have a look at what this rapier is and then go back, you can certainly do that. I'm happy to do that before he calls it a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at like 12:30, we'll get up to what the outshoots happened.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to my dingy shoot flat. And well, yeah, quickly check around the place to make sure no one's like sat waiting for them to get there. Make sure no one's hidden or anything like that.
Not that you can see, no.
Cool. And then yeah, I'll attempt to do a ritual casting of identifying on the rapier. See if I can anything.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, you'll find there are no intruders. Yeah, you spend some time casting identify, trying to get reading. Like I say, initial touching it doesn't identify it as a magic item at all. You spend a bit more time, going into this more specifically via identify. It is not a magic item. It is not magic imbued. I think you also find out if anything was created. What was it? Is it created by a spell?
Created by a spell, like that, which spell created?
Yeah. There is no reading at all. It isn't magic. It doesn't seem like it was created by magic. You spend enough time really looking into this that you can now see this isn't like standard steel like you've seen previously, that you've held and you've seen other people using. But it could pass for easily to an untrained eye. Beyond that, yeah, no magic on it at least.
Okay. It doesn't. I assume it isn't a magical creature.
It's a sentient weapon? No, it's not. No.
Cool. Yeah, it's a bit of a disappointing answer, guys, but
Soz.
that's in character. But it's not magical. It's like there's something about it. It's not magic. It's not got some kind of ability that it wasn't apparently it doesn't seem to have been made by any spell that I know. Sorry. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm gonna turn it for the night because I got to get up early. I have armor. Oh, nice. Enjoy.
So anything else anybody else wants to achieve today? Or is everybody...
I feel like Elwyn spent the whole day waiting in the pub for a scream to turn up.
you sure have. But you have you've managed to recollect a lot of you've got a pretty good recall of what you know. I think I've answered some of your questions. If you've got anything else in particular, feel free to ask. Obviously you know them by name. As far as you are aware, they have been dead for quite some time.
I feel like in the end, Thentos probably carry Elwyn home. He was like passed out.
Nice, yeah.
Say like Cole's going back to St. Archie, you would possibly see it. Be staying out drinking.
In that case, everyone can take themselves a long rest, I guess.
So yeah,
Yeah, don't stress this. I keep meaning to turn this off and forgetting. It's all good. Yeah, it's fine. I'll sort it.
Yeah, but Sam,
Yeah.
intention was for me to obviously go to bed quite early,
Mm-hmm.
very, very early, and try to spend 8 hours in the morning copying Fire Shield
Yep.
to their spellbook. It's like 200 gold pieces in terms of like materials and stuff to do it, 'cause it's a level 4 spell.
Indeed.
But because I get a long rest, I get to roll my dice first.
Yeah, that's fine.
I roll their dice. It's exactly what I'm doing. Not that it helps, so I'm going to actually have to chance it. Dreadful poor control. Because I would
Oh yes. Yeah, you will do. Yeah.
Where is it? It's on here, isn't it? It's not a card. Fuck.
Tremendous. Yeah, you make an attempt at it. Tis not successful, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer 'cause I've been carrying that around for a while.
Yeah.
I was going to say, does it still cost me all the materials?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, but 200 gold pieces got.
Goodbye, scroll of fire shield.
What level is it? Well, I know that's the 4th level spell. The reason I've been holding on to it. It's a really cool spell as well. Sam,
Yes.
one thing I think,
Yeah.
my spells have quite updated. I think the other condition is a level 2 spell, so I should have invisibility as a level 2 spell.
Okie dokie, I can sort that.
But here's possession of so not level 2.
That's all good. Um, should now have it. So yeah, that's the only safe thing I need to do. I guess it is the following morning. So you, go on. It goes down once per long rest. I think that's right. Double check. Yes.
Do we just wait it out a few days and do nothing? Well, no, I would have waited for a day set of Thentos logs. Damn it.
Well, you're gonna be. They're not gonna wake me up in the morning, like meet us or open a group anyway.
You stay at the your rooms at the.
I'm next door to you, I think, Carl.
Yeah, I think you are. So yeah, I will find you.
I'd probably give Carl a lecture about why they leave me waiting all day in the pub. I think we should stay away from Hungry Horse.
Why?
Is the whole group here, or is it just Carl?
At the moment, it's probably just calm.
Well, if we kind of look at the facts, I want to say I told you also. We're pretty sure Willow killed Nate. Willow told us your little opposite friend was he got the things from. And our other suspect was the mayor. Now, how did Willow know we were going to be going down to that library first thing, waiting outside for us? Mayor obviously told us. Willow and the mayor are working together. So like I told you so. And going to pubs associated with the mayor's possibly not the best place.
Yeah, I
We'll be right on that. Right.
Yeah, me too. So I waited in the pub nearest to the mayor's office.
You need this. Yeah, simple stuff. Next time you go off, take it with you.
I thought you literally go there straight to the pub afterwards. Thentos always straight to the pub.
Yeah, just not the same pub.
Yeah, no one gets to the post as much.
Well, I thought Eleanor might enjoy meeting someone there. What do you think about her and the raven?
Well, I follow her that she also has to find. I buried her body.
Good.
I literally took her dying and buried her body. And that was 77 years ago. If I'm correct.
So,
I don't believe that, or I traveled there for 6 years. Sure, no, she did. Well, I've been trying to remember what I remembered about her. To be fair, Carl, she's kind of like you.
what? I guess that's pragmatic.
Punches people like you do. You reminded me of her.
Maybe it's just hanging around with you. Makes us more like it.
I am quite correct by that, Sam. She does remind me a lot of Carl, right?
She pretty much everything you just said was correct. You remember you watched her die. You buried her yourself 77 years ago. She was a. I mean, yeah, I guess she was a fighter. If she had a class, she was a. From what you knew, all of her family were killed by orcs. She lived on the border between Ostril and Jakrash. All her family were killed by orcs. She took great pleasure in killing orcs back.
My other question, Sam. When I was burying her, remember you said I've seen one of those teleportation spaces before?
Yeah,
I wasn't there during that session. Was that near where I buried her body?
it was not.
Was it in the same sort of region?
No, when you'd seen that before, that was in the Blacklands, which is a different continent.
Well, that gives that idea of how she got through it. Okay, yeah. I just tell Carl that. If anyone else is perhaps stay with them, we'll be in the conversation. Warforged was there. I don't know if Warforged is waking from his steringness.
Maybe we're going to get breakfast. I'll knock on the door and tell you it's time to come. Come on, Jesse.
That's cool. Is there anything? So you guys, you're planning to meet at the record when you're at 10:30. Is there anything anybody wants to do before that at all? Or?
So did Eleanor say anything about the deal she did with the Raven?
Something about her dad. She's made some.
said that a lot of time ago as well, from Ripley.
It's funny, it feels like everywhere we look.
Take the Raven Queen courses, boy.
Well, as long as Eleanor, you decide that way to appease the Raven Queen is to poison the city. Maybe don't.
So what's our next plan anyway? If we're going to do this to find Viola, you probably know where she would hang out in. Any places she used to like camp out would probably be her normal hangout points.
I'd see God. Like,
Drunken fights.
pretty much anywhere in Griffinstone. What she look like?
She's.
We'll give her the best description I can, but it'll be fuzzy because it was 17 years ago.
It'll probably come via my voice. She human. At the time she died, she was sort of late 40s. About 5'8" in height. Dark, sort of like brown hair. Very quite muscular. Like she was a fighter. She not like an elegant or sort of finesse sort of person. But yeah, it's been some time, Elwyn. But you travelled with her for good sort of 5-6 years, so you can recall her sort of general features pretty well. Yeah,
I'm guessing Never Touch Magic was literally just a fighter.
yeah. As far as you're aware, yeah.
Never adapted to magic. She just used to like hitting things.
Yeah, she's a pugilist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it for fun.
Yeah.
Dust around.
Depends on what you would be the first person to know if you've seen her. Did the Room King say how long that they had been in town, or they arrived in town when they spoke to Warforge or Eleanor?
Just that they were in Griffin still.
Wait, who? The Raven Queen? I assume she's really.
No.
Oh, Fowler, yeah. This.
No, it's not my job.
Does the description ring any bells, sir?
It's yeah. I mean, it's pretty vague details. Really, nothing particularly rings a bell. No.
Is it a similar description to what Eleanor looks like?
I did think that.
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe the
Raven as a type of follower.
general frame of the body is probably not quite right, but some of the features actually, yeah. Now you say it, and not. Yeah.
Tell you what, Owen, let's, this evening, maybe we'll go visit a few places where there's fights.
Yeah.
I know a couple of places where there's, free fighting being done. See if we can see anyone, maybe ask around.
Bare knuckle box.
Yeah. Be nice to watch someone else get punched in the face for a bit.
Maybe she's Edna. Makes no cash herself.
Maybe. Dunno. Gets harder and harder to pull punches.
We can definitely do an underground fight ring like subplot.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's cool. Is there anything else anybody wants to take care of for the time being, or you want to head to the record? Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done being frustrated,
Yeah. As agreed, you all meet at the record at 10:30 a.m. As soon as you arrive, one of the members of staff sort of lets your group know that Levi Atwood has been specifically sort of asked for as soon as you guys are seen, essentially, to send you in his way. You sort of approach his office, and you can see him there, and he waves you in as you arrive, and he as the last you sort of enters, he sort of gestures for you to sit down, and he speaks. He says, I suppose we should start by discussing Leokin. We received your message, and his remains. It would be the record's pleasure to pay and see that he is properly buried alongside his parents. I guess on a moral level, I'm left wondering if the work that we have asked you to partake in led to this.
that was more the mayor's job, not the record.
What happened to him?
If we tell you, it's not a story unless we say it is. I'm sure he was sick of herself not to say it. I'll say that out loud. The mayor said about putting other people in danger.
And you see he looks between the two of you.
I look slightly questioningly at Owen. You heard the elf. Want to take the risk?
I personally would not go into full details.
So you're working for Vizera now?
I think that's
We did. There's something going on at the archive. Something that her guards couldn't handle. So she asked us to go and sort it out.
And Leokin did not return.
It was. She did say it was dangerous, but it was way more than anything I'd expect to see in the archive.
It's more work than she led us to believe.
Just there's, I don't know.
Either there was something going on down there and it got out of control, or there is something going on down there.
Or she sent
don't-
us down there to be killed secretly.
It's possible. But anyway, yeah. So it's not a story from the record. You're not responsible for Leokin's death.
This leaves me wondering about our arrangement. Whether this is perhaps, how do I say this? Perhaps bankrolling and employing a group to look for stories off of the normal sources. Maybe I was a fool to underestimate the danger that could be involved.
Are you firing us?
No. You can see his tone changes quite quickly. I I guess we've lost two people from our team in short succession, and I would not like to see any more.
Truth is, Levi, I think there are things at play at the moment bigger than neighbourhood disputes or silly trivial matters. I think the stories that we're uncovering are complex, dangerous. They are dangerous, and hidden mostly. I think there are things going on in this city, in this country, and on this continent. Big things, undercurrents that we don't understand, and almost investigating it is almost impossible for our team. You know, we're only a few people, and these stories are too big, and they are dangerous. Yes, it can be.
It just concerns me, that's all, I suppose. I would ask of each of you to never needlessly put yourselves at risk for the sake of this publication. Whilst...
With respect, I am willing to put myself at risk for the sake of finding the truth about injustices in the world and getting those published, be it in this publication or not. Now, that happens to align quite a lot with your goals.
I appreciate that. I suppose I suppose I have two other reasons for wanting to speak in person about this, other than just my concerns of your well-being. Nate, I know that you had quite a direct hand in seeing that justice was done and that Meadowthorn was identified as his killer. How... I don't want to sensationalise the loss of one of our team, but how much detail of your findings and maybe even your actual investigation itself could we share for readers, particularly those that may have been followers of Nate's work?
With respect, I think nothing.
Really? Should publish that Meadowthorn killed him, surely.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I thought it was republished.
The identity has been published already. Yes, I suppose I wondered whether you felt it was appropriate to share first-hand experience of identifying a killer. But if that is something you do not think is right, then I respect that. Profiteering from his death is not something that we want to do. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We will hold that back. And I guess I suppose there's no two ways about it. Orinda, our illustrious publisher, the owner of the record, she's become aware of your work, particularly after word of a dead body being sent to the record yesterday reached her. She's made it clear she would like to meet your group and discuss exactly what it is you are doing for the record, and maybe her own feelings of whether this is something we should be doing. I guess I guess I should pre-warn or forewarn. She is. How would you say?
Do you have a photo of her?
Sorry.
Do you have a photo of her so we know what she looks like?
No photos. No.
Okay.
She is stubborn. We don't always see eye to eye on the editorial approach of the record. She is perhaps a believer that the record should be more a mouthpiece for what the Empire would like the citizens to read, whereas I believe a spectrum of views gives a more healthy outlook, I suppose, to a reader.
What would you like us to say we're doing for the record?
As far as she knows it, or has known it until now, I wanted to fund a team of investigative reporters to look for stories that did not come from the usual sources, and that's kind of how we left it. She's hands off is not the right word to describe Orinda, but the day-to-day runnings of the paper are left to me. I would be cautious. Where my concerns for Leokin are around loss, hers would be more for the reputation of the record.
Yeah. You can kind of understand why, but feels like a shame.
Regardless, she has requested that you make an audience at her house this evening.
Interesting.
I trust I can tell her you'll be there.
Sure. We can go, right, guys?
Yeah.
Do we have to dress up?
I'd probably, and he he looks at you particularly, Carl, with the great sword. Probably no weapons at a dinner party.
A dinner party?
She's a what you would call a socialite, I suppose. Every evening is a party.
Where did she get her money? Was she born into a rich family? Was she self-made?
She comes from a industry, I believe, of some type. The family. Her mother and father were the original founders of the record, and their own backgrounds, I believe, was in manufacture, I believe, of some kind.
Okay.
So, shall we say 7 p.m?
Sure.
Sounds all right.
Splendid. I will send word. I will not be able to attend myself this evening. I have an audience with one of the Emperor's aides.
Fair enough.
In the meantime, we will see that a proper burial for Leokin is arranged. Is there anything else that I can assist with?
What's the date today? Is it payday yet? No, it's tomorrow.
Always the way.
Yeah.
Have you heard of rumours of any people not aging that could be possibly not alive.
And you see, he kind of coughs for a moment. Oh, sorry, that's quite a question. Anybody not aging?
Well, obviously you've got us doing this job of investigating reporter of things that are out of the normal. Some sources we've got that there may be someone that died 70 odd years ago that is still alive. Human as well, not elf. So there would be 120 and they still look quite young for their age.
You've rather caught me by surprise. The idea of I've seen many what you would call snake oil salesmen in the city in my time. Many which have promised me goods to protect my youth or restore my youth, but if I knew one that would work, I wouldn't have these grey hairs.
I thought you might be someone that was worth asking a question to.
I appreciate that you seem to believe I look so young.
You all seem quite young to me.
Well, quite. And you're sure whatever you're doing for Zero is safe?
No. I think we can be sure it's not.
Wouldn't be any fun if it was.
Okay, well, I would hope it was not something that would need to be spelled out, but the record, even if you are working on the side for Zero or others, the record should be a home at least. If you have information which may need safekeeping, or if something was to happen to the rest of you which you would like to see released, I hope you would know that I would respect the wishes to not publish anything you did not want published.
Is he looking at anyone in particular? Is he saying that?
No, he just sort of looks across the group.
Right, okay. Well, we better get on with our business, I guess. We've got a couple of errands to run, haven't we, guys? Probably got to get ourselves some nicer clothes before tonight.
8 hours.
Well, we got to go speak to
I'm gonna go and see if we can
Sarah,
talk about-
Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Levi. And I turn to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I give him a nod of someone who is like tired of people dying and then leave.
Cool. What would you guys like to do, I guess? Sounds like you have a few hours to kill before your dinner invite.
For the party thing, can I go to Gun Lowers? Is it would it be made by now?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So I'll pick that up, please.
Yep. All good. I will get that added to your character sheet.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Still those
and-
magic beans, by the way. Should I just delete them?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, thank you. I forgot about that.
I could have got away with that.
Then how do I move stuff to storage? I'm just gonna quickly. I'm just doing some storage things for things which are obviously like things I wouldn't take to a party.
That's cool.
Or can we just say that, like, you know, things like that. I don't.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to
Thing-
rearrange your.
Like little things like thieves' tools, I might store on me, and I'm definitely gonna store a couple of daggers down my legs or something. But I'm not gonna walk around with a rapier or like a crowbar. Apparently, I have a crowbar on me, or a bedroll or whatever. For obvious reasons. I won't bother dressing up though. That'll be enough. I'm more than willing, other than the going to gun lowers. I'd like to spend as much of the day with my family as possible.
Do you not want to go and talk to the mayor?
Before we go, I do ask if I'm bringing Pepper or not to Levi. If I should leave Pepper in my room.
An interesting question. I believe. Well, she's an animal lover. I guess I'll leave the. I'll leave
take
the
Pepper,
decision
she's an
to
animal
you.
lover.
Well,
Well.
we want to go speak to the mayor at some point. Z would like to go to a formal clothes shop and pick up an outfit, some kind of formal kimono-esque outfit, just to be nice and wacky and not follow the standard trend that I assume is Griffin Steel, which is like probably black suits and dreariness. That's it, right? Anyone else got anything to do?
No.
Is Carl gonna wear a suit?
No.
Is Carl gonna go completely topless?
Not quite. You do notice that I haven't put on my chainmail at all. Having taken the arms off of it, I've now.
Get that unarmored defense, boy.
Yeah, I don't quite know.
Yeah, how much will a set of formal clothes set me back? So,
I guess it depends how showy you're looking to be.
I mean, nothing crazy.
You're not looking to make an impression. Just
Yeah, like something that is, because what I'm wearing at the moment is almost certainly incredibly grubby and a bit worn and stuff like. It's gonna be slightly outlandish because that's kind of Z's style, but not outlandish in like an expensive way. Just in it's a bit weird and no one else would buy it kind of thing.
yeah, you're not dressing for royal court. Let's put it that way.
No,
But
no.
Yeah, that's fine. You can get like a decent like smart outfit for 2 gold pieces.
Perfect.
It doesn't.
I've got a Seth Rollins sort of suit in my head that he's wearing.
Cool. I've spent 2 gold pieces.
Nice. Warforged, what are you planning to wear?
Nothing.
Excellent.
Actually,
Why?
does Warforged have enough money to buy a suit?
Probably.
How much is a little bow tie?
Yeah, maybe. How much would like a posh outfit, like a suit and tie and like jeans, I guess, or whatever?
Again, what? Just similar to Z's? Were you looking for something really?
Yeah. It's just a suit and stuff like that.
2 gold pieces will get you like a real nice, finely tailored suit.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just get a suit just for today.
Splendid.
Me and Carl with them while they're buying their suits.
If you want to be, yeah.
Can I just like whisper to Carl, are you getting a suit as well as these two? Are you just gonna wear what you're wearing?
I'm going to wear what I'm wearing.
Cool, I'll just do the same then. Well, it felt a bit weird if I was the only one not in a suit, but if you're just doing the same as me, it's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Carl is wearing what he was wearing before, but without chainmail under it. It's mostly just brown. That's not there.
Nice. Is there anything else anybody wants to do?
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, I'll stash all my obvious weapons back at my flat, so I'm not taking like crossbow and dagger and quarterstaff with me. but I'm absolutely keeping my wand tucked into my like jacket pocket and that, and my component pouch I'm keeping tucked in a pocket as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm gonna like tuck my spell book into like the back of the waistband of my trousers on my back, so that I've got it. And then I think I've got everything I need at that point.
Nice. There's nothing else anybody wants to do before this dinner party, then.
Are we going and speaking to the mayor?
I think we want to go and speak to the mayor. We want to talk to the guards if we can.
Yeah.
Find
So
out what's happened to them.
we all go off and do our errands and agree to meet back at the mayor's office at like 11:20, should we say? And go do that. And then, ta-da, we're at the mayor's office.
Magic.
In which case, I've got one little errand to run. I'll just send you a message, Sam.
Okay.
Just find an appropriate method to send it to you. It's not relevant for now, so you don't need to. I think.
You'll have to let him be the judge of that.
Well, that's true.
You never know.
Find it. Right.
You're going to make a dragon appear.
Yeah.
Where am I looking for this message?
Facebook.
Facebook. It's too many places.
I haven't pressed send yet.
I see.
That elusive place that, nobody uses.
Indeed. Cool. Cool. So you're all heading over to try and visit Vizera again, yeah?
Yeah. If she's in.
Cool. Yeah, you head over there again. This time, when you arrive, the guard there tells you Vizera is not available. He's quite forceful. He tells you that the mayor's not available for the rest of the day. She's on important government business.
She'll want to speak to us. We're part of that business.
And you are? And as he sort of asks, another guard comes up behind him. You see quickly and whispers something in his ear. This other guard you recognise as one of the guards that was in Vizira's office yesterday when you visited. And he quickly waves you in, leads you into that chamber where you've met Vizira previously. He tells you to take a seat. Mayor Sundergrash is extremely busy, as you can imagine after yesterday's visit. But if you can just give me a few minutes, please, I'll get her for you.
Yeah, we can wait. There's we're not in a rush. Please don't rush her.
That's cool.
Who's taking the lead here when she comes in?
I will be here if you want me to be. By the way, if people say otherwise, I won't be. Just say.
Where does your character want to be?
At home.
Then,
Unless someone asks.
Then that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stay home.
as he says it, I'm thinking probably not me.
That's cool. So just see Carl Warforged.
Hearing.
No, I assume that was probably not me taking lead on this.
Oh, I see. Oh, right.
Is that what I assume?
I'm probably not taking the lead because
I would concur.
It's cool. You're made to wait. Best part of 25 minutes. Before Vizira comes through the doorway. She doesn't take a seat. She walks over, just hands on the back of one of the seats, and she just looks over at you and she says, this had better be important.
We think it is. Have you managed to round up the guards that came out of the archives?
No, quite the opposite, actually. Quite the opposite. No trace of a single one of them.
Okay.
None of
We were hoping to speak to them, but that's not going to work, is it?
None of them returned to their homes. None of them. One of them was seen. One of them was seen last night on the way to the watch house where he was based, and this morning, when the night patrol returned to the watch house, they found one of the guards savaged.
Shit.
What the fuck did you let out?
Fuck were you keeping there?
That's fair. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
Okay, first thing we do. Carl, you saw every guard that left, right? Was it you that interacted with them by the door as they were leaving? Or was that someone else?
That wasn't me. Elwin.
I don't
Elwin.
think that was me either.
You were by the door. You were the one at the door the whole time we were fighting them, weren't you?
Yeah,
You
they all
staying
had
by doors.
they all had to pass by Elwin. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw them all leave the door.
yeah.
So I slide parchment and quill to Elwin. Make a subtitle on there of guard 1, guard 2, guard 3, whatever it is. Write down any distinctive features you saw from them or you could remember or anything. We'll see if we can match them to the descriptions of the guards they should be that were sent down there originally. Unless you already know which guards it is that came out the zero, at which point that speeds things up.
We know Murgy saw each of them leave with his this guest book he's so passionate about keeping now.
Yes! Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Oh, that was a great idea.
That's good, because that means we should have names.
Yeah, we've got names. She passes you a piece of paper. These are the names of the guards that left.
I'll make a mental note of it.
Yeah, it's cool. You can see there's list of names. With each one, there is what you assume to be a home address. There's an address written for each one. Yeah.
Okay. And I assume you're currently trying to track these guys down.
We'd certainly like to after what happened overnight, yeah.
Okay. Which one of these was the one that was on watch at that watch station?
She quickly grabs the paper back for you and just runs her name down it quickly. No, it was... this one. And she passed you a piece of paper back, and underneath it she's got... she's circled one of these. Walter Klukas is his name.
Okay, first thing I do, Carl, do you recognise the name?
No.
I think so.
Okay. So in that case, he's not part of what you were part of. We don't know. Oh yeah, that's a much more sensible spelling of that surname than what I wrote in the notes. I wrote Klukas like couscous. Right. Go ahead.
Is there any chance whatever happened to your friend, could that happen to other people in the city?
Yes.
Do you ever wish
Yes.
somebody wouldn't give you an honest answer?
I find honesty is the most efficient way to get to solutions.
Carl just looks over, just a second, looks over at you, and then looks back.
Fact of the matter is, we should not be letting anything or anyone come in and out of this city until we know what's happened.
You want me to put this whole city on lockdown?
I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, because I'm not you and I don't run this city. However, if there is a potential that whatever those creatures were escaped or anything, chances are they're still in this city right now. Okay, they wouldn't have been able to get that far, you would think. And if they did, they would have been seen leaving the city. I assume you seem incredibly smart, so I'm sure you have. You've checked with all of the gate posts out on the outskirts of the city to check if any guards left.
Nobody's seen them leave, no.
Yeah. Okay. So at that point, they're in the city still. So if we don't let anyone leave the city, we can find them.
How would you like us to proceed when we find them? Because I'm the best tracker in the continent, I will find them.
If they can be saved, then save them. If they cannot, then do what you must. Do what you have to do.
If we're going to try and find them, something from each of them. Don't mind me speaking for you, Elwyn, please. But I believe something from each of them might make it quite easy for you to track them down, or for Pepper to track them down, right?
If we've got the name of the people in the houses, we can go to the houses.
Yeah,
and
get something
in the
with their
houses
scent
we
on.
can get, yeah.
Because then Pepper should be able to track them down.
We have guards at each of their homes. That could be arranged.
It's. I don't. Yeah, this is a wild thing to say, but if there are any objects you know of or have in the possession of the government that protect the mind of someone from intrusion, people of importance should be wearing them.
Repel.
These guys, we've fought these creatures. They attempt to affect your mind. We've repelled that with a certain innate defense against it. But I know for a fact you were affected by it. Were you not? Oh no, Eleanor's not here. But that's what we believe caused Leokin to fall. Eleanor was affected by it. Carl was certainly affected. Carl was certainly affected by it to an extent. Was hit a couple of times by some kind of psychic mental attack. So if you have anything that wards against that kind of stuff, the people who are considered to be powerful in this city should be using it.
Understood.
If one of these things was able to influence someone at that higher position, then we're in real trouble.
Okay. This. Nobody in or out of the city. And what will your next step be?
We're going to track down the 3 guards.
Okay.
That's step 1, I think. We're going to track down those 3 guards, find out where they went, and we'll see what we get from there. But
I've been stuck in discussions all day with the Emperor and his aides, but Anything you need, come back and speak to me immediately.
We'll do. We'll let you know as soon as we know something. Best of luck.
What are you doing about the archive?
See that.
Nobody's been down to the lower levels since you exited yesterday.
You got guards making sure no one comes out.
I assumed you'd left nobody there.
You assumed there was no one down there originally.
She turns to the guard that let you in. She says, "Get 4 men posted at the archives immediately, round the clock."
If you have any way of sealing the entrance into the lower levels of the archive on a temporary basis, it should be used to make sure nothing goes in and out.
Okay, we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever you find out, we keep talking about this.
Yep.
Okay. I really, really have to go back to the Emperor.
Yeah, understandable. Busy day. We'll let you know as soon as we know something.
Okay. She leaves the room.
Z sinks into the chair at this point. It's lets out a big breath. Oh my god, that was that felt like a real serious conversation.
What sort of person doesn't put guards on the entrance after things are running? Put her in.
Fucking hell. It sounds like we've got some work to do, mate. I'm hoping you can actually track these guys down. If not, we're
Have
in
we got
trouble.
addresses on their
Yeah, we got a bit of paper with it on.
their address as well?
Yeah.
I guess we just start with Walter Cloacus and go to his house.
Yeah, I think so.
How much danger is Griffin stealing?
Well,
How much danger is the world in?
if you think how easily one of those things managed to take care of our good friend Leokin, who was a trained fighter with additional abilities, how well is the normal single citizen gonna withstand that?
Shit.
Yeah,
What have we done?
and we don't know how many might have got out. With any luck, 3 got out.
Okay. Let's go. Come on, old man. Let's find them.
Hoping I haven't just signed you guys up for something you didn't want to do. This feels important. This feels like we should help.
Feels like a mess we've made.
No, we haven't made this
The
mess.
mess that Mayor made.
But it's going to look bloody good on us if we solve the mess, isn't it?
Or is someone looking for a
The Mayor
Looking
could
for a
still be the one
scapegoat.
causing it all.
But the most important thing, we've got each other's backs. We'll do this. We'll do what we can. But protect ourselves. Okay?
Has Eleanor got one of those sending stones still?
Eleanor's got the other sending stone, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to... Carl, you've got the other one, haven't you?
No, can't pass it to me.
Right, so... Do you want to... Sending
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Eleanor, tell her the address that we're going to. Say meet there in half an hour.
Yeah. I will do that, and I'll add a little thing to tell her get her parents probably to lock their doors. And I'll add on that the guards are going around killing people.
Jesus.
You probably murdered another guard, right?
Hmm.
She might want to keep her family safe by locking the doors.
Doors should be locked. People should stay in homes.
And I think meet at that address in half an hour is a good place to end things. Sorry
Yeah.
for lack of cliffhanger.
No, that's cliffhanger, right?
Yeah.
It's not quite cliffhanger, but it's like close. It's like driving towards the cliff.
It's enough.
We're not quite hanging on.
Raven
Yeah.
Queen's karma with sending those people to Eleanor's house as soon as she leaves.
Let's hope not. That makes one very angry Eleanor. Right, that was very good.
That was
Thank you very
fun.
much, everyone. Sorry I was a bit late.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
It was the last opportunity I had to play golf with the people I've been playing golf with up here before I move away. So
Yeah, of course, man.
yeah. Right, I'm gonna shoot off because I'm weirdly really tired.
No worries.
We'll see you everyone next week.